Ugly Sonic is back in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Yes! What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to 55 Fandom. I mean, come on, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. We all thought this was going to be a horrible film, but it turned out to be something quite spectacular. Animation these days, a lot of companies don't care about, animation. They just want to make a cheap buck with their films. And I think Chip and Dale, whoever the director was, they got a lot of love and a lot of attention to detail. I think that the animation in this film is very good. There are all different animation styles, live action animation, like cartoony animation, and I think they pull it off really well. Guess who I love in this film? Chip and Dale. This was, although a lot of characters showed up in it, this was very much Chip and Dale's film. And look, I love Chip and Dale, okay? Although I was born, not in those times for Rescue Rangers, I have watched Rescue Rangers and I have become a fan of Rescue Rangers. And I think you don't need to know who Chip and Dale are going into this film, because this film doesn't really delve into hardcore story plots where you need to know about Rescue Rangers. Sure, they have Easter eggs for those fans who were invested for a very long time and who stayed with the show, but you don't need to necessarily have watched Rescue Rangers to get the plot. I do like the voice actors. I really thought I was going to be the film was going to be kind of ruined for me, because when you think of Chip and Dale, you always think of those squeaky voices, but they were replacing them with celebrity voice actors. And you know what? I don't say this often, but I really like these celebrity voices. I really like John Mulaney. I thought he really fitted Chip well. And as for Andy Samberg, I mean, he got Dale's bouncy, energetic, comedic timing energy. He got it great. I think he got it spot on. And John Mulaney, just that drowny, always telling people what to do, always knowing he's right voice for Chip. I think it worked really beautifully and added to the film, and added to Chip and Dale's, obviously, performance, because they're CGI characters, and if you have a good voice, that can really propel the performance, I feel. The plot, I mean, it's not your typical plot. It's based on a Disney character, Peter Pan. He's the villain, and he wants to make bootleg films. Now, obviously, it's not the next Avengers Endgame. The villain isn't going to make you think about your choices in society. This is just a fun spoof comedy animation film for kids. And I think they pull it off reasonably well. They have a lot. I mean, this project has a lot of passion in it. And it's just incredible to me how good a film like this can be. With that said, the villain, he isn't anything to write home about, but he's still good. He's still enjoyable to watch. This film is funny. This film will have you laughing for the whole thing. This film is so funny. But the main focus, as I said, is on Chip and Dale quitting Rescue Rangers because he doesn't want to be the butt of the jokes anymore. And he makes a show called Double O Dale. But then it gets cancelled after the pilot. So that was a bad move on his part. But, I mean, it just worked for me, because Dale is always the butt of the joke. He's considered the stupid one of the chipmunks. And why wouldn't he want a bit of change if he was an actor? Why wouldn't he want, to be considered serious and cool? I just found it really relatable. You know what else I love? The theme song. When they remixed it. Oh my God, it's so good. Da 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 da. That guitar. Sometimes da da da. Some crimes da 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 da. And then the bang down. Beautiful. Gadget wasn't in it at all. Zipper wasn't in it. To the extent that I would have liked them to be in it. Because they're Rescue Rangers as well, and they weren't in it for 5 minutes, and that's a complaint. Another complaint is, I know they did it, and I thought it was quite smart, because people don't really can tell the chipmunks apart. If you have Dale as CGI and Chip as animation CGI, they can tell the difference. But if you have one of them in cartoonish drawings, have both of them in cartoony animation. And if you have one of them in live action animation, have both of them in live action animation. I know it's to show difference, but it just really I don't know, it just annoyed me a bit. But there's a lot of, oh, did you get this reference? Because we just showed you that. Did you get this reference? Oh, there was that reference as well. And I think it is just, it's a lot. But Ugly Sonic, I mean, the standout cameo, obviously. Ugly Sonic was great. But, I mean, this film, it's got so much heart. And it's amazing. And I was honestly crying at that bit where Peter Pan, he's transformed into this big ultimate villain. And he goes, goodbye, Chip and Dale. And then Ugly Sonic, he saves the day. But then, Peter Pan, he gets up and he shoots a gun at Chip. And Dale, he dodges in front. And he gets hit. And and then the badge that tore them apart and brought them together saves him. And Chip finally goes, look, man, I'm sorry. You will always be my best friend. No matter if we fight, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you sooner. And then Dale just coming to, and the villain being defeated, they find Monty. They get the gang back together. They save Monty. Lovely. Also, Monterey Jack, he needs to go into therapy, man. He's like got an addiction to cheese. And he's in debt, man, because of cheese. So, what did I think of Rescue Rangers? I'd give it a 8.5 out of 10. Maybe add some more plot to the villain, but it's a kid's film. And maybe a little less cameos, more Gadget and Zipper. And have both of the chipmunks in CG or animation. But all in all, like, that's kind of it. Like, I know with the CG, like, it doesn't even play into the story a lot. They just have it so they can show different animation, which is fine. But, it still kind of rubbed me a bit. But it was some funny jokes. And, I mean, Toon World, it's basically Roger Rabbit 2, okay? It is basically Roger Rabbit 2. And though I said cut down on the cameos, I mean, I loved all the cameos. It was great. And props to the director. He just had so much passion. They got Peppa Pig in here. They got the Paw Patrol. They got Ugly Sonic. They got He-Man. Dobby posing for Gucci. It was great. So thank you so much for this film. I give it 8.9. That's basically a 9 out of 10. 8.9 out of 10. I love this film. To the Earth and to the Moon and back. Such a good film. Thank you for such a good and rewatchable film. So thank you to Disney and the director. But until next time, my friends. Bye-bye.